Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
We have another chit-chat.
We do, second one of this series.
And this time it's with Rajat Jindal, who was on Gardeners World 2025, episode 22.
Yes.
Where we saw the most stunning garden, something that Rajat has been working on for a few years now. And you were really blown away, weren't you, by his topiary dice?
Oh my gosh, I was so blown away. I was blown away by the whole garden. We got some beautiful drone shots. Of course, we go on about the drone shots. But that gorgeous meadow with those then cubes, those dice of topiary were beautiful. And then the fact that he was going to try and get them to be rolling dice was just far too mad.
Well, we hear a bit more about those hornbeam topiaries and also how Great Dixter was the inspiration behind the meadow with topiary within it.
Yeah, exactly.
What else did we hear about? We find out how his greenhouse choice was turned down by planning permission for being too polite.
Too polite.
We find out about how to make those meadows.
Yes.
We talk about death row menus.
Yeah, I mean, that was hilarious.
And the Oxbridge potato wars, which we never knew about, but do now.
We do.
Planted chairs.
Oh my gosh, those are very interesting. We started thinking about a lot of
more concerning for women, I would say.
More concerning for women.
Exactly. So we get that in spades from Rajat. We also get some recommendations from him. So we will, as always, be putting that onto our website, notjustagarden.co.uk. If you go to the Chit-Chats page, you can find his episode. And if you go to the Gardens page, you can find all his recommendations and dots on the map of where you can find some of these places. In terms of sound, Sweetie, we had a few problems, didn't we? Because Rajat didn't have earphones, so we hear some sound bleed. So that's us echoing his end. So we try, when we're in that situation, we try and really withhold our oohs and ahs.
It's so hard because
it doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, it does not come naturally. I always want to say, oh, lovely, that sounds lovely, oh, great. I want to kind of chat, I want to get some chat going, and it's so hard when I've got to hold back.
Yeah.
Impossible.
But if you don't want to hold back and you have any feedback for us or any questions, then please do get in touch.
Yeah.
We are on email, which is notjustagarden@outlook.com, or you can find us on our website on the contacts page. So please do get in touch. So the format, Sweet Pea.
So for Rajat's dream garden, the garden structure was garden boundary, shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and finally his favourite seating area, which was slightly weird, plus drink plus 1 plant.
So let's have a listen.
Absolutely.
This is episode 46, a good old chit-chat with Rajat Jindal.
Off we go!
Welcome, Rajat, to Good Old Chit-Chat.
Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to it.
It's a real pleasure. We saw you on Gardeners World episode 22, so not all that long ago.
Yeah.
And you showed your incredible garden with some Great Dixter inspiration in it.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about that. But first of all, how did it come about, you coming onto Gardeners World? Did you approach them? Did they approach you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a long, tortuous story. So I'm a big fan of the Garden Museum in London.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to know the director, Christopher Woodward, through going to events there, and they were planning a series of My Garden stories, and Christopher asked me to be the guinea pig for that. So I put together a written story and my photographs of the garden and how I got into gardening, and that exhibition ran for a while, quite a few years ago. And then the Guardian newspaper saw it and asked me to write an article and provide some photos, which I did, and then the BBC came calling, having read the Guardian article. So that's how it came about.
How long ago did you do the exhibition?
Gosh, the exhibition was 2019, would you believe?
Right. So did Gardeners World approach you back then, or is it just recently?
No, it was about 2 years after that, I think, that they approached me.
Oh, so this has been in the running for a few years then?
Yeah. It was my fault. We kept on putting off the filming because we had some building work promised. And you know how building work goes.
Sure do, yeah.
Yes, we do.
So they finally came to yours. Was it last year, so 2024? Or
no, they came just this June gone.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, you had great weather then.
Really good weather.
It was the start of the first kind of really hot spell.
Yeah.
And I was lucky they came when they came, because like a week or two later, we were really struggling with things drooping. So they caught it just right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I need to try and describe your garden. There were these beautiful drone shots of it. You had
good drone shots.
Expanses of meadow with these lovely carved paths through.
Really symmetrical as well.
Yeah.
And formal, which I love.
Yeah, there's sort of formality with it. And you had taken inspiration from Great Dixter to have topiary within your meadow.
Mm-hmm.
How much space do you have there? How big is the meadow area?
Well, the total plot, kind of including the cottage, which is tiny, is about just under 3 acres.
Right.
So the meadow, in fact, on Gardener's World, they only showed about a third of the garden because there are 2 large copses in each corner of the meadow as well. And we haven't done very much in there, but we're thinking of doing some more exciting things in there this year.
Yeah.
So there is a pond, there is a kitchen garden as well. And we saw an overview of the formal garden, but not the detail of it.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot going on.
Well, I also read in that Guardian article that you wrote, which is beautifully written.
Thank you.
Do you have any writing background, or do you do any writing professionally?
Funnily enough, not really. But as a lawyer, I think you have to communicate both orally and in writing, and you have to be quite concise. So I have started doing quite a lot of writing, and on my Instagram, I tend to get a bit carried away and write a bit on that. And when the Guardian article came out, I was approached by someone who said, "Why don't you write a book?"
Yeah.
And I thought, that's ridiculous. How can I expand a Guardian article into a book? But I did have a go, and I've sort of done it.
Oh, right.
But I haven't found a publisher yet.
Okay. What's the book then?
Well, the book is the Guardian article. So the book is a description of, it's 2 stories really. It's my mother's story in a bit more detail about how she came to this country and how gardening was important to her. And then it's an expansion of my getting into gardening. And then it talks about how I built the garden here and goes through the various parts of the garden and why I did them and how I did them. Wow. So I guess it's a kind of a gardening memoir.
That sounds fantastic, with a lot of photos.
Well, actually, there are no photos because I was talking to an editor and she said that it's really expensive if you put photos in.
Really?
So just go for black and white print. So I've done about 80,000 words, which I'm told is the right amount. And it's rather like that Morecambe and Wise sketch. I don't know if you recall it with Andre Previn, where Eric's composed something and Previn doesn't like it. And Eric says, well, I've got all the right notes, just they're in the wrong order.
Yeah, I do know that one. So you've got all the right words, they're just in the wrong order.
Exactly.
So you've got an editor, so the editor keeps coming back with suggestions of changes you should make.
Well, not that good, I'm afraid. I think she's decided that she can't take it forward, having moved jobs.
Right.
So I'm casting around for somebody else. Mm-hmm. And then thinking ultimately I might just self-publish it, but I'd like to do it properly, and I think it's if I might say, I think it's a good story.
Yeah. Well, it would be interesting, and that's why we wanted to talk to you, because you talk about, only briefly, obviously, because you've only got a certain amount of space in the Guardian article that you did, but you talk a bit about your background.
Yeah.
You talk about your mother, who was a doctor, is that right?
That's right. She was a GP in Huddersfield, yeah.
GP in Huddersfield, and you would do a spot of gardening in her little patch.
Well, more than a spot, I think.
Took the garden itself.
Yeah. And there's a beautiful photo of you in a wheelbarrow, looking very sophisticated behind that wheelbarrow. So with your mum, living with your mum, because your father died when you were very young, didn't he?
Yes, I was 6 when he died, and then my mum basically didn't have a job, didn't have anywhere to live, because the property we had came with his job as a doctor.
Oh, right.
And the other aspect was that we were all set to return to India. So we were actually packed. And I've still got the packing list today. And then he fell ill. And then my mum had to decide whether to stay in this country or go along with the family plan, which was to return to India. And so part of the story, which has always puzzled me, is why on earth did she decide to stay in England when the family plan had been to go to India?
Yeah.
And we had no family and very few friends here because they'd only just moved to Huddersfield. And after she died, I came across a suitcase of letters where she'd been corresponding with her brothers in India and debating this question about going back to India or staying here. So it's a bit like Paul Scott's Staying On, but in reverse, with my mum deciding to stay in the Pennines rather than the Himalayas.
Gosh, how amazing to find that suitcase. So you had this question hanging over you for all those decades, and then you finally got some answers. Can you give us the answers, or should we wait until the book's published?
No, I think, I'm happy to talk about it. I think it's interesting because my mum always said that she did it for our benefit, my brother and I. And it's rather bizarre because although we were both born here, we didn't learn to speak Hindi at home. And so it seems a bit anomalous that the plan should have been to go to India, but then my dad said, we won't let the kids learn Hindi because they need to speak English properly. So that was a bit short-sighted. So for us to return would have been tricky, and I think my mum realised that, and she thought we would have a better future here. And so that was her story.
So she forged a career as a GP.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And did she have a happy and successful career?
Yeah, absolutely. She again, it's a phrase that politicians bandy about a lot nowadays, about serving and wanting to serve. But she genuinely did want to do that, and she enjoyed being a GP. And we're talking now about 1968 in Huddersfield, which, for all its virtues, was an insular northern town. And there are lots of interesting stories about how she was welcomed in a good way, and also some of the difficulties she faced. So it was challenging, but she absolutely loved it, and she worked until she was 70.
Wow.
And frankly, she would have carried on if she could.
Being a GP
amazing.
back then was a whole different ballgame to being a GP now, wasn't it?
Yes.
So she was raising 2 children on her own. How old was your brother?
So he was 6 years older than me.
Oh, okay. Oh, quite an age gap then.
Yes.
Was he involved in looking after the little 6-year-old Rajat, or were you an independent young man at that stage?
As one of my mum's friends said, she said that I was a serious little boy.
Oh, but that's what I mean about that beautiful photo of you behind the wheelbarrow.
It's like, this is going to
serious young man. So you would tend to the garden whilst Mum was away at work.
Yeah, and as I said on the BBC thing, that she didn't ask me to do it.
Yeah,
it was just kind of there, and I thought I should do it. I should help, and with the age difference, my brother was. When we moved into that house, he was only there for 2 years, and then he was off to university.
Right, of course.
So it kind of fell to me to get on with it, I suppose.
And what did you do in that garden?
Yeah.
Well, I think the vegetable patch was something I always enjoyed, and I think all of us have memories of scraping back the soil and revealing a clutch of golden potatoes.
Yes, best memory of all time.
Yes, absolutely. And then my mum had a little greenhouse, so we actually grew a peach one year, which was probably a first for Huddersfield.
Yeah.
And then sadly, I really enjoyed weeding, and I enjoyed mowing the lawn.
Sadly. I love how that's sadly.
Come around here.
Yeah.
And it was a small plot. Was it half an acre?
Yeah, probably half an acre. It felt like it was very big, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, really more comparatively to what you have now.
Yeah.
So then then you went to university. So you didn't pursue gardening because that wasn't what was to be expected of a serious Rajat.
Yeah. I think because I'd seen how precarious life is, and maybe it was drummed into me in a subtle way, I kind of felt I needed to be in something safe, a profession, and that I could provide for whatever family I had in the future. Because I can see that's what my mum had to do. So gardening was never going to be a career. And
so why did you go towards law, given you call yourself conservative with a small c, an introvert, don't enjoy arguing?
Yeah.
Why did that seem your best option?
You would have gone with dentistry. That way, at least you're doing something around their mouth and they can't speak.
And they keep quiet.
They keep quiet.
That's a very good question. I think my mum told me I should become a lawyer. Yeah. And I hated sciences. And my grandfather in India was a lawyer. So, history and English were what I really enjoyed. But, they don't lead to a job. And I think I really felt that I needed something that led to a job.
Yeah, so, and I can understand that.
I get that.
Yeah.
You've got to consider income and future and
rather sad.
Sort of future proofing, isn't it? Something like that they call it. So you were living in Huddersfield, where did you go to university?
Cambridge. So 3 years at Cambridge, and then a very boring year at law school in Chester.
Yep.
And then I'm afraid I went to London, having vowed. I still remember it. I vowed to my university friends I was not going to be another suit on the underground, I said.
Yes.
And what happened?
You
were in your suit. And how long were you in London for?
Well, 3 years initially, then I went to Hong Kong for 3 years, and then I came back to London for 5 years, then I went back to Hong Kong for 8 years, and then I came back to London for 2 years.
Blimey.
So 21 years, roughly.
Back and forth. Were you renting in London, or did you own a place?
We had a place, yeah.
So who was looking after the garden whilst you were back and forth between London and Hong Kong?
Well, when we were in Hong Kong, we just rented out the property, and gardening, I didn't have the time for it.
No.
But when we returned in 2004, then I redid the garden there, and I got an allotment.
Oh, cool.
Shortly after that is when I kind of chucked in my job.
You took early retirement?
Yeah, sort of.
Because you mentioned in the article that you continued part-time.
No, what I did was, to be honest, I just wasn't enjoying what I was doing. It's a very pressured environment. The politics within the firm had changed, and frankly, I just wasn't interested in what my clients were doing. Sorry, clients, but so I just decided to step away from being a partner in a law firm. But what I did do.
What were you doing?
Corporate litigation.
Oh, right.
It's quite
a dry subject, isn't it?
Well, it's quite exciting, and there's a lot of travelling, and it's pressured. And, I really cannot complain, because it's through doing that I am able to do what I do today.
True.
But, as I say, very, very pressured and 24/7. And rather bizarrely, not enjoying it towards the end, I got involved in recruitment for the firm on a very much part-time basis, so interviewing students who were applying to be trainees with us. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed being around young people, but it was just literally 30 days a year. And then I also did a bit of teaching in Cambridge, which was something I kind of thought about when I graduated, but didn't do it. So for a couple of years, I taught in Cambridge just on a part-time basis. And
at Cambridge Uni?
Yeah, and
right.
pretty much unpaid. But it was fun to do, and it was.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. It was actually quite nice to read the books again.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would be quite fun. You're kind of understanding it, and you're just looking at it again. And
yeah, exactly.
And coming at it from a different angle as
well.
Yeah,
exactly. And it is law. Is actually quite interesting.
Yeah,
and it does touch our lives all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you had your place in London when you discovered this cottage that you're at?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, having worked on this sort of town garden and the allotment, and actually around that time I rediscovered my teenage diaries. And that was quite strange, because I hadn't looked at them for, 35 years. And I came across them, and I was flicking through them one day. And I obviously remember working in my mum's garden, and I remember enjoying it. But I hadn't remembered just how much I enjoyed it, because in the entries it says that something like, washed the car today, did my homework, did some gardening. I could do this full time. So that's the gardening, rather.
Yeah, not washing the car.
No.
Not doing homework.
So, yes, I'd actually contemplated, gardening as a full-time career when I was 17.
Yeah.
And then the sentiment is expressed again later on, where I say, and this is, apologies, this is incredibly pompous, but 17-year-olds can be pompous. So I said again,
yes, they can.
Did 1 hour homework, rest of the day gardening. I could do this full time, provided I can still go to the theatre and cinema.
Oh, I say. Oh, my goodness me. A distinguished gentleman
brilliant.
at 17. Well, why not?
For some reason, I thought gardeners couldn't be cultivated.
Are you going to the theatre and cinema much now?
Yeah. No.
Oh, come on. Now's your time. It's your moment to shine. So when you found the cottage, it's in Suffolk, is that right?
Yeah.
when you found it, because you write in the article that you came across this cottage, did you know what you were looking for? Were you house hunting, or did you just literally stumble across it?
No, I said to my then wife that I really wanted to do a project with a bigger canvas, if you like, and so the garden aspect of it was important. So I was specifically looking, but in a rather random way. So I looked in Wales of all places, and Wiltshire and Dorset and Sussex, and then kind of happened upon Suffolk and came up here a couple of times, and then one fine day in June came across this cottage.
Yeah.
And one of my friends says, well, Raj, you basically bought a field that happened to have a house on it. And that's probably right.
So it had a garden that was overgrown, and then you describe it as a field that kind of wrapped around the garden. Was the field came with the property? Or did you buy that separately?
No, that came with it. So to be honest, there wasn't even an overgrown garden. There just simply wasn't a garden.
Okay.
And the cottage is actually two cottages knocked together. And the lady who I bought it from, her husband's aunt had lived up the road, and she'd let out the cottages to farm workers.
Okay.
And in her lifetime, she gifted the cottage and a bit of land to her nephew. So when I bought it, it came with the wraparound field.
Gotcha.
When you were doing the place up, you weren't living there?
No, I mean, the cottage didn't need any doing up. I did build a small extension because it's all the rooms run into each other. It's only one room deep, and so I did build an extension, and I was living in London full time, obviously, but the main focus was the garden.
You mentioned on the show the sensible thing is to leave a garden for a year to see what comes up and what's going on with the soil and that kind of thing. And you said, but you were too impatient, you got stuck in straight away. Did you have a clear vision in your mind? So you bought the place, you had the outdoor space. Did you know how you were going to handle it immediately? Did you have plans, or did you just fly by the seat of your pants?
Yeah, very much so. I think at that stage I didn't really have a huge amount of gardening knowledge. I wasn't much beyond what's the difference between a shrub and a perennial position.
Yeah.
But I'd been to a lot of gardens, and so there were some things I knew I wanted, like the formal garden, like tight hedging, like a wildflower meadow. So there were elements that I knew I wanted, but I didn't have enough knowledge to put that together. So in the very first year, there were a couple of women down the road who'd set up a garden design business.
Oh, perfect.
And I took their advice on the formal garden, because I said to them, I want a formal garden plonked in the meadow, because I want this contrast of tight formality and informality. So I have to give credit to them. They came up with the idea of the, you probably saw in the Gardener's World thing, of the shape of it mirroring a church window.
Right.
There is a church at the end of the road.
Some sort of tight hedging around it, almost like a crinkle-crankle hedge almost.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
Wavy around.
Yeah.
And that it does sit bang in the middle of the meadow?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So those ladies, unfortunately, they're a bit like herbaceous perennials. They fell out with each other and separated by the autumn. So they didn't really play a significant role thereafter.
Oh, shame.
But anyway.
But it was enough to get you started.
Yeah, and in fact, I really wanted to do it myself.
Yeah,
of course.
That was very important to me, to having given up my career, to find something that I was really passionate about and that I could stand back and say, I did this.
Yeah. It really is exquisite, your place. I saw exactly what you meant about the Great Dixter inspiration, having that topiary within the meadow, because we fairly recently visited Great Dixter, and we were quite gobsmacked by the amount of meadows. We weren't prepared for that, because we've always heard about their deep borders, for example. And so we saw all that and we're going, this is amazing. And then we turned and just saw this expanse of meadow. And then, like you say, these kind of formal topiaries within.
Yeah.
You've done these 3 hornbeam cubes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you mention on the show, but nothing is followed up about it, how you're considering making them look like tumbling dice.
Which sounds like so much fun.
It does, but how on earth are you going to do that?
I'm not. I can't do that. It's just, I look at them every day, and I have to say that I really copied those from a garden in Wiltshire, Tanya Compton, The garden's called Spilsbury,
Yeah.
and she has a similar wild kind of setup. So I pestered her about how to do it to make the cubes.
Yeah.
And I look at them every day, and I'm really happy with them. And then I was thinking, well, they do look like dice, and if you cut diagonally through them, maybe you could do that.
Oh my word!
I'm too old to do it, because if I get it wrong, I can't.
That would be really upsetting.
Oh, that would be sad.
As my dad would say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you go about creating a hornbeam cube like that?
Yeah.
So perfectly.
Well, it's incredibly easy. I mean, you just buy hornbeam whips, which are literally the thickness of my middle finger, and so they were probably 3 or 4 feet high when I bought them. Plant them in a grid. So I think there are roughly 15 per cube.
Right.
Stake them initially to keep them straight, let them get up to the height you want, and then cut the tops off and they'll bush out. And that's it.
And then keep trimming in the shape.
And keep trimming them, yeah. So they've probably been in about, would it be 10 years now? Yeah, 10 years.
How closely do you plant those 15 whips?
Ooh, good question. I think, I'm just looking at my hand now, I think about 15 to 18 inches, yeah.
15 to 18 inches, right.
Yeah, I'd say 15 inches, yeah.
Yeah.
And how long before they then started to look like a cube, like a dice?
I mean, pretty quickly. We've had to plant quite a lot of hornbeam hedges, and in fact, the formal garden, initially that was supposed to be having yews all the way around, and I've planted and replanted the yews twice, and then gave up and put in a hornbeam instead. And
what happened with the yews?
They didn't like it, and it was too wet, and we're on clay.
Oh yeah.
So they really struggled. So the hornbeam hedge, which I've replanted, has been in 3 years, 2.5 years really, and that's almost a proper hedge now. So I reckon with the cubes, you can get them into some kind of shape within 2 or 3 years. And patience has its reward.
Yeah.
Yes, I keep trying to tell myself that.
You're not very good at that, are you?
Although now that Sweet Pea's left home, we had this initial state of empty nest syndrome where I was really quite, what am I doing? My key role has been a mother all this time, and now what am I meant to do? And very quickly, we're only talking a couple of weeks in.
Yep.
I'm now into this very calm place where actually I can see myself becoming a patient person. So
really?
I'm a lot more relaxed about life.
You sure about that?
It's your influence. Now that you're not here. It's every cloud. So I think we should have a look at your dream garden, Rajas. We'll have many more questions as we go through it.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to hand you over to Sweet Pea, our head gardener, and she will take you through it.
Great, okay.
What would be, for your dream garden, your dream garden boundary? So surrounding your garden.
Oh, right. This is rather tricky because the Gardener's World described me as having spent 14 years creating my dream garden.
Oh.
So I'm tempted to say I've done it already, but no, I don't think so. So I think in terms of the boundaries, I love the idea of borrowed landscape.
Yeah.
And so having some kind of a rolling, undulating view around the garden would be very nice.
Absolutely.
A sort of a Capability Brown sort of vista that would open up beyond the garden.
Nice.
And then also to have a wooded area also over. I've got more than one boundary, so I'll have a wooded area.
You can have like a hexagon's side, so you can have like God knows how many.
Wood, sea, rivers. So you'd have a woodland would be part of your boundaries, and then borrowed countryside. Do you have borrowed views currently, or are you quite enclosed?
Yes, no, we have very high hedges, or I'd rather let them get very high, so they're probably 8-9 feet high.
And what's beyond them?
Agricultural land.
Okay.
But we have an accidental view because we were flooded a few years back and we had to put in a pipeline through the meadow, and the guys had to punch a hole in the hedge. And when they'd done that, we suddenly realised that actually it gives us a borrowed landscape.
A frame.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So why did you go with such high hedges then, if you do have some landscape beyond?
Because I wasn't here full time, and I just didn't have the time or the money to really keep them under control.
I see.
And also I did like the idea of hiding away in this place.
It is quite nice.
But the funny thing about the gap in the hedge is that we've always called it a gap in the hedge. And I'm told that it's actually called a Claire Voies.
Claire Voies.
Yeah, you must have one, I'm sure.
I didn't know it's called a Claire Voies because Monty has one, doesn't he, at Longmeadow? He's a gap in the hedge.
A gap in the hedge.
A Claire Voies. And would you have your dream garden in Suffolk, or would you? Is there anywhere else you would like to have it in the world?
Yeah, I know that's tricky. I don't think so. I think we're very happy here, and obviously I grew up in Yorkshire and surrounded by hills and mountains, so I do miss that a bit.
Because you're very flat, your garden, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think we'd be somewhere in England, but with a bit of a view of hills.
Would you like a shed or a greenhouse if you had to choose between the two?
That's easy. I mean, it has to be a greenhouse. I can't believe anybody would choose a shed over a greenhouse.
I've heard good arguments for the sheds.
I have heard some.
Do you have one currently?
Yes, that's a funny story because we created the kitchen garden a couple of years ago, and we had to get planning permission for the greenhouse. And I sent them the wrong picture of the wrong greenhouse, but it had sort of finials and things on it, and the planners came back saying it was too polite.
Excuse me?
Can you be too polite? I've never heard a greenhouse described as that.
I've no idea. I mean, the house is 17th century, so we can't exactly get a greenhouse that fits in with the 17th century.
No.
So anyway, so we made it a bit.
Ditch the finials.
Ditched the finials, made it ruder, and it seems fine now.
So, is it your dream greenhouse?
No. What I'd like is one of those really big ones, with lots of cranks and big pipes and fires you have to stoke, and big cold frames at the front.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, that does.
Oh
sound
my
good.
gosh! Yeah.
So one you can sit in, have a chair and a little stove.
Ride a bike through them. I mean,
Ride a bike.
Okay, yeah.
So something like Kew Gardens, that kind of size.
Yeah.
And do you want the finials? Do you want it to be polite?
Oh, no, I don't need the finials. I need those big cranking handles.
For opening all the windows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lots of cogs and things.
Yeah. Okay. And what would the floor of your greenhouse be like?
Oh, well, I was going to say stone slabs, but actually, I really like the idea of bricks.
Yeah.
And our tiny greenhouse has bricks on the floor.
Nice.
That's very nice. It keeps the heat and the moisture as well.
Yeah. And they're very pretty.
Sometimes.
Are they in a design like herringbone or anything like that?
No, these are called, we learnt all the terms, half bond.
Half bond. I don't know what that is.
Well, that's what
but I'll Google it after.
Half
so
bond.
You'd have a brick floor, and do you want beds in the ground in your greenhouse, or all on stage?
Well, if it's going to be that big, I'm probably going to have beds in the ground, aren't I? I hadn't really thought this through,
Oh, I love the idea of a massive greenhouse.
Like one you could live in.
Yeah. Wood frame? Metal frame?
Oh, metal. Yeah, metal.
Okay.
We're talking like Victorian sort of thing,
So painted white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now then, my favourite bit, getting onto the plant section. What would be 5 ornamentals that you must absolutely have in your dream garden?
Oh, right. So hard, this. It's a great format, by the way. I love it. So one of them would be, and I'll get the pronunciation wrong, but Actinidia columita. I don't know if you know that.
No.
So it's a kind of vine climbing type thing. And the first time I saw it, I thought someone had spilt paint on it because it has the most extraordinary green leaves. And then the last third of the leaf, the pointy end, is bright pink.
Wow.
And it's
do you know what the common name is for it?
No, but it's in the kiwi family.
Oh, right. Does it produce fruit?
I think it does produce fruit, but not edible fruit. Mm-hmm. But it's a climber. It's very pretty, and it's just everyone would stop and say, "Well, what on earth is that?" And who spilled the paint?
Yeah, who spilled the paint? What are you painting pink? And does it have any flowers on it? What are they like?
Oh gosh, I'm so gobsmacked by the leaves. I don't think I've ever looked.
Yeah. So
and I've never had
beautiful
one.
foliage. Oh, you don't have one where you are?
No.
Where do they like to grow? Do you know? Or where have you seen one?
They're a sort of a climbing thing. They need I think if they're in the sun, the colour is more pronounced. But we were on holiday in Japan this year, and they are from Japan and Russia and Korea, and they grow wild.
Interesting.
So that's where you saw them?
Yeah. Well, I've seen them in England as well.
Oh, okay.
But you don't see them that often.
When you were in Japan, were you visiting gardens out there, or was it a different type of holiday?
This trip was more about, it was some gardens. We were in Hokkaido, the very northern island. Mm-hmm. So a lot of national parks there. So it was mainly focused national parks and some gardens. There is a Dan Pearson garden out there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic. And this is with your family, with your wife?
Yeah, with my wife Jane, who's an artist.
Yeah, so you sent me a link to her page. She does some beautiful art and a lot of plants. Does she use your garden as inspiration?
She does, yeah. She primarily works from the landscape and the East Anglian landscape. But in the last few years, she's, if I can say, drawn inspiration from the garden, which is wonderful because it makes it more of a joint venture.
Of course.
And the way she sees things as an artist is very different from the way I see it as a gardener.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say it's a joint venture, but there's no competition in terms of what your interests are. You both have very different interests in it, but it sort of comes together.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't it?
Cool.
Is that your first time to Japan?
No, I'm very fortunate. I've been a few times because I lived in Hong Kong. Yeah. It was relatively easy to get to, but we were already thinking of going again. It was so wonderful, and I'd recommend it.
Do they take the same care? Because the UK has a reputation. We were talking to Shani, who's in Australia. She's Australian. And the UK has a reputation, doesn't it, for its gardens? What's it like in Japan?
Well, obviously there are the big. Well, I think gardens and gardening is very important in Japan, and you would see the humblest house would have the sort of cloud pruning thing going on, and farmhouses all nearly everywhere has it.
Wow.
So on a domestic scale, I think it's a very important aspect of life, and it's probably linked to Buddhism and calm and nature and being surrounded by nature. And then obviously in terms of the large, showstopper gardens that are famous, the sort of parkland type gardens, they're very significant. And then there are the temple gardens, which are also interesting and significant. So I think gardening is very much part of the culture. And I was reading a book the other day on modern Japanese gardens, and the author was saying that there is an 11th century text in Japan, obviously in Japanese, on garden techniques. So it does go back a long way.
How interesting!
Wow.
Oh, Sweet Pea, we need to consider. We've often talked about going to Japan.
I really want to go.
I have a friend who's half Japanese, and the plan was to go with her and her son, who's the same age as Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
And we'd go and do this trip. She's fluent in Japanese, and she knows her way around, having lived there for a bit.
Yeah.
And that time's just run away with us, and now both kids are at uni. It's all slightly harder to coordinate, but we should really try and put a stake in the ground for that.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun.
It'd be incredible.
Right. Next, 4 ornamentals.
Okay, so I'll run through all 4. So rather embarrassingly, my second one would be sweet peas.
Oh, well, I love that, obviously.
Nothing embarrassing about that.
No. Any favourite varieties?
Not really, no. I mean, the reason for that is I've got a very large nose, but it's not very efficient. And so I don't have a very good sense of smell. But sweet peas are one of the few things that I can smell, properly.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit rubbish at growing them. So lots and lots of sweet peas would be good.
That would be nice.
My third choice would be peonies.
Also lovely blooms.
Yeah, and just to have a massive bed that is just peonies.
You mentioned that on the show, how you like kind of the big blousy mold, which you say doesn't reflect how you are.
Yeah.
And that's a lovely contrast to have, isn't it? It's to just go absolutely wild with the colours. Peonies are so blousy.
Yeah.
So do you have any particular colour?
I'm afraid I do like the pink ones.
Mm-hmm. The pink ones. Do you like the tree peony or the herbaceous?
Yeah, the herbaceous one. Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the fourth one would be something which I think is called tetrapanax.
Oh yes, lovely.
Which I don't have.
More tropically vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, very architectural.
Yeah.
And a bit mad. So I like something like that.
I love the tetrapanax.
Yeah.
We weren't so sure, Sweet Pea, but then there was one on garden as well which had a blue underside.
Ooh.
And that really appealed to you, didn't it?
Yeah, I like them. They're just not my kind of centerpiece pal. I can imagine with the big blousy blooms of other flowers, be quite a nice juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then the last one would be something which I do have, which is gooseneck loosestrife.
Oh, this rings a bell.
So it has a very pretty white flower that is in the shape of a gooseneck.
Yeah.
So it swoops down, and there are hundreds of them on one planting of it.
Is that in your borders?
It is, yes.
Right. And in your meadow, you talked about how you cut the grass really, really, really short, then you scarified it, raked over it, removed any grass clippings so that you didn't have it too fertile. And then you got a wildflower mix that was specifically good for clay soil.
Yes.
What sort of things are in that? We saw the oxeye daisies. What other flowers were in that?
Gosh, oxeye daisies, scabious.
Lovely.
Lady's bedstraw.
Oh, yeah.
Bird's foot trefoil.
Yes, yeah.
There'd be some clover in there. If I'm allowed to say it, there's a company called Emmersgate for seeds, and they're just brilliant. They do a number of different mixes.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And a question I had was, you had a huge amount of yellow rattle, which was everywhere, which was great for obviously the wild flowers. Now, I have been trying to create a little meadow, and I've had various kind of successes, if you want to call it that, with the meadow. I mean, this year, for example, I had purely Phacelia going all the way down the meadow, so it was just a purple wave of Phacelia.
It was lovely.
But
the bees loved it.
Yeah. When do you put in the yellow rattle seeds, and kind of what do you then do with them? Because mine never worked.
Oh, right. Well, you put them in autumn, because I think they need a period of cold to germinate the next year.
There is
I think. And also you need enough bare patches that they actually get a foothold.
Okay.
So there's a bit of the meadow where the grass grew quite vigorously. And I've also struggled to get yellow rattle to get a foothold in there. And I don't think I've created enough bare patches. But yeah, sow them in the autumn, create the bare patches, and they should come through.
When you're sowing them, are you just scattering the seeds on the broken up soil, or are you then covering them?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I think I just scattered them and hope for the best. So you don't need to rake it over again. I was in a bit of a hurry, so I created the bare patches, scattered the seed, probably walked up and down on it, and that was about it. So I don't think I've read anything to suggest that you have to cover them or do anything more than firm them in.
How long after planting them does the rattle then take?
Well, it should come up in the first year.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So for the first year, you just have yellow rattle. You let it it's because it's parasitic on grass, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you let it take over the grass, or did you also? So you planted that in the autumn. Did you then in the spring put any wildflower seeds down, or did you wait?
Well, actually, what I did was to again, I was in a rush, so I got a mix which had yellow rattle in as well as other seeds.
Oh, I see. So all at the same time then?
All at the same time, yeah, and just cross your fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it worked very successfully, didn't it? And the orchids, did they come up? Were they already there, or did you? Well, they're wild. Where did they come from?
Yeah, exactly. Good question. I forgot that. When I bought the house, there were a couple of orchids in the field, and at Great Dixter, I don't know whether you found this, but they do say, and apologies Great Dixter if you don't do it anymore, but they do say ask us for our meadow clippings and take them away. So you can take away a bag of meadow clippings and spread them on your own meadow. And so I did do that. And I saw Fergus Garrett, the head gardener, a few years later, and I said, I've got orchids, thank you so much. And he said, no, they can't be from me because it takes years for them to come.
Yeah.
So the orchids that I've got have come in by themselves because they're in the air.
What would be 5 edibles?
Okay, well, I'll give you all 5 at once. So they're not very exciting. I was a bit embarrassed by this, but raspberries, Glenample.
Oh, okay.
One year I did a death row menu. I don't know why I did that. on the death row, you always get a last meal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was doing a book of recipes for the family, really. And I thought, well, I should just come up with my death row menu, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
So my death row dessert would have been a bowl of raspberries.
Right.
And that's it.
Just that, nothing
Just
else.
that.
Just
Wow.
Well, I have to ask the question: what else was on your death row menu?
Yeah.
Gosh, it wasn't very exciting. I mean, I think it would be the main course was something to do with lamb. So, because I love in sort of May, springtime, you've got fresh lamb, you've got broad beans, you've got peas.
Oh, very nice.
So a combination of all those things.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a lamb tenderloin. And the starter was something, again, not terribly exciting, but crab with lime juice and diced peppers.
Oh,
and,
that's yummy.
yeah.
Any side dishes?
Well, the peas and the broad beans. Gosh, no, and potatoes. There must have been potatoes. I love potatoes.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
Yeah,
potatoes.
there would have been some kind of potato element.
Roast
Lovely.
tatties.
When I was at university, the college used to have 24 different potato dishes.
What?
That's Cambridge for you.
I know.
They tried to do to you.
Yeah, Oxford only has 17, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Oxford, come on now.
Forget the boat race. You just
Very
potato race.
substandard. Yeah, the potato wars. Potato wars. The Oxbridge potato wars. It's well known. So
Good
raspberries.
Raspberries, French beans,
Oh, yes.
peaches.
Yeah.
Course. How did your mother's peaches taste?
If you can remember.
I think we only had one.
Just
I
the
can
one
recall.
peach.
Oh.
Yeah. And she very sweetly she kept it until I got back from university.
Oh,
Sweet.
what state was it in?
Well, it wasn't sweet at all. No, it was pretty. It was pretty dry, and of course we said it was delicious. But anyway.
Yeah, of course. Whereabouts is I don't think we saw this on Garden as well. Do you have a vegetable patch area?
Yeah.
Good question.
Whereabouts is that?
So it's at the back of the cottage.
Okay.
What size are we talking?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's embarrassingly big because Jane and I, Jane sort of planned it out on my wife on graph paper, and we drew in all these raised beds.
Lovely.
And I said, stop, because I'm either going to die making the beds or I'm going to die looking after them, and then I can just climb in a bed, and you've
Sorted.
the perfect size.
Put a lid on. And...
Yeah, that's right. So I think it's about 12. Oh gosh, it's like 12 meters by 14 meters.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, lovely.
And you've got raised beds in there.
We've got raised beds, kind of oak sleepers.
Right.
Ooh, nice.
Oak sleepers, amazing. So they're going
That's
to last a while.
incredible.
It's a bit over-engineered, but
Oh,
It's very
no,
nice,
That
though.
sounds like our dream veg garden.
Yeah.
And how big are the beds?
just big enough for me to lie in. So
Right. So
A coffin
how tall are you?
size.
they're 2 meters
6'2"
long, and 2 meters long and 1.2 or 1.4 wide.
Right. Perfect.
Nice.
And are you no dig in your veg garden?
Well, see, because they're raised beds, kind of by definition, they're no dig.
Oh, okay.
Is it? We still have managed to dig in our raised beds.
Yeah. But
You're
we're
doing it
not
wrong.
allowed to.
Sweet, please stop digging in the raised beds. We're no dig. Strictly.
It was just kind of hoeing on the top.
Yeah,
Just kind of the top stuff because I had to kind of chuck that back and forth.
Do you grow all these veg that you've mentioned?
Well, we grow raspberries and French beans, and then a whole lot of other things. And last year, I like to set myself a challenge. So last year's challenge was to grow melons.
Oh,
So that was fun.
How are they
very
going?
cool.
It was good. Last year we got 3 or 4,
Oh,
and this year we've had 4 or 5.
Out of how many plants?
I'm not answering that. No, I think we had 3 plants. I mean, they should be far more prolific, but we're still
That's
pretty
learning.
still
good.
impressive,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
How big are the melons?
So if you think about a basketball, they're much smaller than that.
that is so.
We're talking cricket ball?
Tennis ball?
Oh no, bigger than a cricket ball. Is it? I don't think there's a sport that would involve a ball of this size.
What about
handball.
volleyball? Handball size.
Handball, exactly. Handball,
Handball.
that's the one.
Couldn't it?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Decent then. Very decent.
Oh,
Very
decent, yeah.
Do they taste good?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice. And we're down now to the ones that are kind of like a double the size of a cricket ball. So between the two of us, we can eat one at one sitting.
Nice. And that's not in the greenhouse. That's in the
that is in the greenhouse.
That's in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokes.
What else are you growing?
Well, gosh, I mean, black currants, red currants, gooseberries, strawberries.
Nice.
Runner beans. I love runner beans. Chard.
Yes. Do you do the rainbow stuff?
Yeah, rainbow, and also there's one called. Big fan of Sarah Raven's books on vegetables, and she recommended something called Fordham Giant, which, funny enough, is enormous. And it looks, when you grow it, you'd think, oh, maybe it's going to be really tough, but it's not. It's delicious, and you can cook the stalks as well. So
nice.
That's very nice. And tomatoes. So my wife Jane, she's busy in the studio, so her task, however, is tomatoes. So she's in charge of those.
Are they in the greenhouse?
Some are in the greenhouse, some are out, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Do you do anything in the way of squashes?
Yes, yeah, we do lots of squashes, yeah. The patty pan one, you know that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
we
our
love
favourite.
the patty pans.
Yeah.
It's prolific as well.
Sweet pea, yeah, it really is. Sweet pea grows those. So Sweet pea's tended to our veg garden. Then she's whisked away off to university. So I now get a chance to step in, say, veg garden. Before that, I just got frowned at. That was very much Sweet pea's domain.
Yes.
And she's left me with a huge amount of patty pans. They're amazing, aren't they? Do you have any recipes for them?
Not really. It was quite hard to find a recipe, but it seems that if you just cut them up and roast them, so we did 25 minutes at 180, a bit of oil and salt and pepper and herbs, and then they come out very mellow and sweet, and you can eat the whole thing. You can eat the skin as well.
Yes, we do.
The skin, it's surprising, isn't it? Because you pick one and it feels solid, and also it'll sit in the kitchen for a long time, and it seems tough. But when you put a knife to it, it's like a hot,
it's like
nice
ASMR
butter,
cutting.
It's
very satisfying.
Beautiful. So what you're saying is you have a very decent sized veg garden that is doing extremely well. Are you self-sufficient? Fully self-sufficient with your veg?
No, we'd be dead if we.
If you tried that.
If we tried that, yeah.
Oh no. Right, well, the last two edibles for your dream garden.
Oh, last two. Oh, so mangoes.
Oh yes.
Yeah. In India, they have mango parties where people just eat mangoes. Yeah.
Oh my
God,
god,
sounds like
my
the best
kind
day
of
ever.
party.
Yes, exactly.
There really is.
It's
I
my
bet the
fruit.
mangoes in India are incredible.
They're fantastic. Yeah, yeah. The test of a good mango is whether you lick your elbow after eating them.
Oh, do you know,
Yes,
it's
the
my
juice
favourite
running
fruit,
down.
mango, followed by a
It is.
papaya.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I met a chap on a train once in India, and as you do, you sort of talk, and it turned out he was a doctor. And I said I'm a lawyer, and then after a while I said, actually, I don't like being a lawyer. I'm making this garden. And he said, oh, that's interesting. He said, actually, I don't like being a doctor. And he said, I've planted 500 mango trees.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like far more fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, have you kept in touch with him?
No, it's rather sad we haven't. And, it's one of those, train journey things where you sort of tell everybody everything, or tell somebody everything, and they tell you everything, and then you never see them again.
Never see them again.
But he had a bit of land just outside his village. Yeah. And so he had built a pond for fish to eat, and then all these mango trees.
You can live with fish and mangoes alone.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
When I used to row, I had a rowing coach who said that man can live off bananas and Guinness alone.
What? Since when?
Get all the nutrients you need in those two food sources, if you can call it a food source.
Oh my gosh, someone needs to do like a YouTube video on that.
Fish over Guinness and bananas.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I started growing, it should be still alive. It better still be alive, Mummy.
I'll have a look
in the veg garden. There's this Indian popcorn fiesta mix that I've been growing, and it's this corn where it's entirely multicolored. Each of the little, it's quite amazing. Do look it up.
Beautiful
afterwards.
to look at.
And the plants themselves are really gorgeous because they've got streaks of red, and some are burgundy, some are green and kind of red and yellowy orange, and they're really, really pretty. And I've got cobs coming, and I just really, really hope they get to a big enough size to actually eat.
I feel like they're more style over substance, Sweet pea. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Do you think they are, though?
They look magnificent. I'm not sure that there's much to the actual cobs.
Well, we will see. We'll do the taste test.
I'll let you know.
But they're really, really pretty, so do look them up afterwards. They could be a new challenge for next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then your final edible plant.
Oh, well, probably would have to be rhubarb, coming from Yorkshire.
Yes.
Aye.
So I don't know whether anybody else gets this, but when I eat rhubarb, I always get a tingling in my cheeks, and I don't know what chemical it is that does that. But
You're slightly allergic. I get that with apples. I get a tingling in my ears. Why does everyone laugh when I say that? It's actually a problem. It means I can't eat as much apple as I would like to eat, and we have an apple that provides so many apples.
Yes.
But I can only get away with one small one before the ears start tingling.
Maybe you're putting them in the wrong place.
Putting in the wrong place.
What would be your one statement tree for your dream garden?
Yeah, I found this a bit tricky because there are lots of lovely trees, and I was thinking big, and I was thinking redwood initially.
Lovely.
And I was thinking, well, that's not really very relaxing. You just worry it was going to fall over. Or
That's a good point. Yeah.
Do they fall over often?
I don't think they do, to be
They're
honest.
pretty well anchored, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And there's one in America. There's a couple in America where you can drive a car through them.
Whoa.
They're that thick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, what do you mean you can drive a car through them? How
Cut a hole.
Are they
Literally,
hollowed out?
they cut a hole which is 6 or 7 feet wide, so you can just just drive through.
Right.
I looked it up a while back, and they charge you, I think it's $10 on a motorbike, but $15 in a car.
It's like a toll bridge.
Yes.
It's like a top bridge.
That poor tree.
Yeah, but I think not a redwood. I think I want something relaxing. So it would be a Japanese maple.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone loves that.
And there's one variety called Sango Kaku, which is a coral bark maple. So lovely coral coloured bark in the winter, and then orangey, yellowy green leaves. And if you can prune it correctly, then it's very soothing to look at.
Yeah, beautiful. What trees do you have in your arboretum?
Don't call it an arboretum.
No, I'm sticking with arboretum.
We are sticking with arboretum.
That was definitely said with tongue in cheek. I have a field maple,
Nice.
an Acer Autumn Glory, which is very, very colourful. Amelanchier,
Oh, yes.
liquid amber,
Oh.
lovely coloured leaves,
Beautiful.
and a silver weeping kind of a multi-stem silver birch.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Were they there when you bought the place? Or
No,
did you
there was
plant
nothing. There was nothing here when I came, so I just chose. I chose things that would have nice colour in autumn.
Yeah, stunning ones you've got
And
there.
I planted a nice hawthorn as well.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah.
How many trees
Very
did you
nice.
plant in total around your
Oh,
land?
in the so-called arboretum, only 6, I think.
And anywhere else?
Yeah, we've got 2 beds, island beds in the meadow, which have liquid ambers in them.
Oh, yes.
Again, for the colour, and they're slightly shaped. So again, it's this idea of getting some formality into an informal landscape, which I quite like.
Very
And
beautiful.
then we have a cherry as well, and latterly a paperbark maple.
Oh, I love those.
Gorgeous trees. All the trees you mentioned, I really love.
They're like all of our favourites.
Yeah. And did you buy them as whips?
Oh no, we've no sort of as trees, but not hugely big because they're so expensive. And we created something that we call our birchery. It's kind of one area of the meadow. It's kind of the transition between the formal garden and meadow into the so-called arboretum. And there's just a triangle of grass in which we've got 5 or 6 different silver birches. But it's very hard to get anything other than Jack Montii, and the ones you'd get are tiny or just incredibly expensive.
Is your garden visitable?
Yeah, in previous years we've done the NGS, and we'll do the NGS next year. And then we also opened for a local hospice, so that those are the 2 sort of public events that we might do. That we do. Rather.
Right then, would you like a pond or a pool in your garden, and what plant would you have in that area?
Okay, so actually, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to say pond, but it has to have a rill.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're allowed to have that. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
So we don't have a rill, and one of my dreams is to create a rill from kind of the top right of the meadow to go all the way around the dog leg that is the wider meadow to the bottom. And I don't think I'll ever do it, but I'd love to have a rill.
Oh,
how do you go about creating a rill like that?
Yeah, how do you?
Well, I think you need a whacking great water tank in the ground at one end, and then a pump.
Yeah.
And then you literally, with a digger, you'd have to create a groove, if you like, all the way down.
Do you have running water anywhere near you?
No,
Right.
other than the ditches when they overflow. But
Yeah.
no. So if you know Rousham, the garden in Oxfordshire, it's a William Kent designed garden, and that has a beautiful rill that runs through the shrubbery as well.
Nice.
It's just when you're walking, it's just a lovely thing
to
have in front of you, winding away.
Of course.
So yeah, definitely a pond and a rill.
And does that garden have a pump for it, or is that coming from some water somewhere?
I don't know. I don't think it does.
So in your dream garden, is it a pump, a tank in the water and a pump, or is it coming from, you've got some source, a stream
natural
nearby?
Sources?
Oh, right. Oh, well, yeah, ideally, natural source. Yeah, okay. I forgot about this. Yes,
Of course, you've got to think big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking of big, how big is the pond? Both the one you have and the one in your dream garden?
The one we have is tiny. I mean, it's stupid. I made it too small. It's only about 8 feet across and 12 feet long.
Yeah.
We could extend it. We keep on talking about it, and maybe we will. The problem's getting rid of all the soil that's created.
Yeah. What did you do with the soil when you built the smaller one?
Oh God, we just made a big pile of it, thinking I thought I could make something from the pile, but it's where we are. It's literally 18 inches of soil, and then yellow clay, and then blue clay.
Wow.
So if I was a potter, I could probably have made something from it.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Is that not something Jane could turn her hand to?
Yeah, well, there you are. That's right, yeah.
And what plant would you like in your area? In that area?
Well, Sweet Pea, before you ask that, so your dream garden pond is going to be what sort of size?
Oh, I'm big. I can't give you a number.
So a lake?
No, I don't want a lake. I don't. Okay, not big enough that you can get a boat on it.
Not okay. That way.
I want to be able to walk around it and sort of experience it in that way.
Okay.
So I don't know, 20 or 30 feet across.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a boat on that.
Just or you could just literally plonk the boat in, nothing else. You just kind of slightly jut around the place.
It's a lot of 20-point turns.
Oh goodness me, yeah. And then what's the plant that you'll have in the pond?
Well, I've got two really. One is which we do have is a small. It's like a mini bulrush. Yeah. So it only goes to about 2 feet high. And I think it's called Typha minimaz, which sounds a bit unlikely. And the other one is Iris chrysograph.
Oh.
So I quite like dahlias or tulips that are very dark, and this is an iris, which people say is the nearest you'll get to a black iris.
Wow.
And it has a beautiful profile as well.
Nice.
On my Instagram, you'll see there is a picture of it somewhere.
Right.
So it is very pretty. So the idea of having that.
So you have that in your pond?
Well, we had it until this year, and this year I haven't seen it. So,
no!
So I don't know where it's gone. But yeah.
Do miniature bulrushes spread like their bigger ones do, or are they quite confined? Do they stay?
They do spread confined? A bit, but because they're smaller, they're a bit more manageable, and they produce very cute bulrushy bits.
Yeah.
But they have a little like a they've got the brown bit, and then there's the remnant of the leaf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
kind of goes down and around in a kind of a hook.
Oh, right.
So it's very pretty.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We should think about miniature bulrush, Sweet, because you seem to get all the pros of a bulrush.
That's right.
None of the cons.
Okay, I do like both of those. If you had to choose, which one do you prefer, the miniature bulrush or the Iris chrysograph?
Probably going to be the bulrush because it's a longer season. Because they come out and then they stay into the autumn and they're a nice shape.
We're on to our final question for the Dream Garden. What would be your favourite seating area, drink to have in that area, and plant also for that area?
Gosh. Seating's tricky. We have, 7 areas in which to sit in the garden. I've never sat in any of them, I don't think.
No.
It's sad.
Yeah. The last thing we bought was an Indian daybed.
Oh my gosh!
With sort of it's kind of rope mattress, if you like, a rope base, a very low wooden thing. So that's nice, but it's not seating; it's lying.
No, but you can lie.
That is.
No, but I want something else.
Okay.
So what I want is something called a planter's chair, which I don't know whether you've ever seen.
No.
So it's an Indian thing. It was used by the tea planters, and my uncle was a tea planter, so he had one. So it's a wooden frame, and then it's kind of it's curved, so it's very, you can lounge in it.
Oh, lovely.
And the seat and the back are made of cane, so it's quite, it gives a bit when you're sitting. It's got a crisscross pattern, and then it's got long armrests. But the clever thing is, the armrests at the end are hinged, and so they swing open. So the armrests end up being about 4 feet long.
Yeah.
And what you do is you lie back in the armchair and you put your legs on the armrests. So it's not a very elegant position.
But that sounds like the sort of chair women have to lie in when they're having an exam. Am I imagining this completely wrong?
It is a bit like that, except your legs are horizontal rather than...
Okay.
Your knees are down rather than up. But yes, you're quite right.
I mean, that sounds so comfortable.
Yeah. Any gynecologist listening, it's quite possible you could use it for that.
Well,
and
great.
You talk about a frame. Does it have something going above you? Or...
No. So I just meant the base of the chair is kind of hard-wearing wood.
Do you tend to put cushions down, or is that nice soft rattan enough give?
Yeah, I don't know. The ones I've been in haven't had any cushions, and they're designed for the planters who are going up and down the hills all day. And at the end of the day, you flop into one of these and flip
your feet up.
Maybe you have a manservant flipping open the handles,
nice.
the armrests
and fanning you.
Yeah, and fanning you. Yeah,
fanning you, of course.
And you sit there with your drink.
Very nice.
Yes, which will be handed to you by your manservant.
Yeah.
Drink, that's tricky. So I do like a Bloody Mary, and Mother Jaffrey years ago in one of her cookbooks had a sort of Indianized Bloody Mary with lots of cumin in.
Oh, wow.
So that was nice. But then I thought it's a bit heavy. So then I thought actually what I like is a Moscow Mule.
What's
in a Moscow Mule?
So it's vodka, ginger beer, lime, and mint. And I don't know whether it's a gimmick or not, but you tend to have it in a copper mug, sort of a beaten panel, which takes in the coldness of the ice, etc.
Well, I do remember hearing a Radio 4 cookery show, and they were talking about the importance of having different materials for serving and for cutlery and things like that. So how some things on gold cutlery will taste very different compared to on stainless steel, for example. So there's probably something in the copper receptacle you need for your Moscow Mule. Yeah. That's very different to a Bloody Mary, which is pretty much a meal in itself, isn't it? Much lighter. Sounds
very nice.
When I was in Hong Kong, there was a drink in Hong Kong, which I think originated in Singapore, and it's a bit of a colonial thing called a gunner. And that's ginger beer and ginger ale and a bit of Angostura bitters. So I know Angostura bitters have alcohol, but it's pretty much non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly refreshing. So,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd be able to identify the difference between a ginger ale and a ginger beer.
Good point.
I think ginger beer is a bit brewed, so it's a stronger yeasty taste.
Oh, okay.
Whereas a ginger ale is is lighter.
Yeah.
We might have to do some taste testing, sweet pea.
Oh my gosh, we have to do taste testing.
Love that.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Perfect. And then the plant for the area. Final plant
for this area. Yeah, that's so hard, isn't it? I mean, I think at the moment I've got a bit of a Gaura whirling butterflies thing going on.
Oh,
amazing.
Love them. Yeah.
So they provide movement and they're interesting to look at, and then you can look through them at other things. So that's what I would go for.
Was that on your Gardener's World segment?
It was, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember it.
Yeah, they're stunning, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a really stunning plant. We did have them. They were one of the first plants that we put in. We had the Gaura whirling butterflies because it's the kind of whitey one.
Yeah.
And then I had a dark pink one which had a really burgundy stem, quite pretty as well. And we put them in, and I absolutely loved them. And every single one of them, even though we put in about 15, have disappeared, and I don't know why they've disappeared.
We're very free draining. You're not, are you?
No.
So perhaps they like to have a bit more of a soggy bottom.
Yeah, they're quite exposed as well.
Yeah, some people say they're a bit short-lived. But yours are very short-lived.
Slash dead-lived.
Yeah.
They came and went so quick that I don't really recall them, if I'm honest.
No. Anyways, I'm going to read back to you your dream garden, just in case you want to change anything.
Yeah.
Who knows? So, for your garden boundary, it was going to be somewhere in England. We wanted borough landscape, undulating views, vistas, little woodlands around, possibly some hedges. You want to be able to see a really lovely view and to all flow into one. Then greenhouse, we were going huge because we wanted to be able to cycle a bike through this thing. With cold frames at the front, we wanted cranking handles with cogs and sort of opening windows, all the good old stuff. Brick floor called half bond, don't know what that is, looking it up afterwards. Some beds in the ground and kind of white metal look to it. Then 5 ornamentals, we had the Actinidia columicta, sweet peas, peonies, the pink ones, tetrapanics, and the gooseneck loosestrife. Your 5 edibles, we had raspberry glenample, French beans, peaches, mangoes, rhubarb. Then your 1 tree was the Japanese maple, the sangu kaku. Then we had a pond. We wanted a pond with a rill from natural sources, not big enough for a boat. And we wanted mini bulrushes, but we did talk about the iris chrysograph, possibly on one side. And then finally, your favourite seating was planter's chair, the Indian one, with a Moscow mule to drink, and Gora whirling butterflies around you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Very, very nice.
Sounds absolutely beautiful.
Love it.
So, Rajat, one more question. You like to take on big projects each year, or a new project each year. What's the plan for next year?
Oh gosh, well it's another building project, which is to make a studio for Jane, which has been a bit of a long running thing, but it might actually happen this year.
Nice.
And then if we do that, we might introduce a bit more water in the form of another pond, maybe, but maybe something very shallow and rectangular. I don't know yet.
Ooh,
it's a bit more formal.
Yeah.
Is that studio you mentioned prior to this chat?
A living roof.
Living roof.
Yeah.
Is that going on the studio?
No, that's already up on the. We built an extension to the cottage, which is really where the kitchen is now. So that has a green roof. So I've taken gardening to a new level, literally.
Wow. Yes.
So what is on the green roof? Is that
no, it's a lot of people put sedum on it, which is quite hardy. But we went, not having enough meadow already, we went for a meadow mix.
Love that.
How do you maintain that?
I know, that's a good question. We've only had it a year, so this is the second summer, I guess. So I'll need to get up there with my strimmer, I think, and
scary.
And rake it off.
Extreme strimming.
Yeah, extreme strimming.
How do you access it? Do you have a window you can get through? It's got a balcony around it.
Technically, you could go through a window, but it's pretty easy. You just put a ladder up, and then there's a flat roof. You can get up to it on that, so it's not too bad. It's
completely flat, is it?
No, sorry. The green roof is angular.
Wow,
it's like a triangle, like a pyramid.
That's amazing.
The size of a pyramid, but there is a flat roof nearby.
Oh, okay. I see.
You get a good view of the meadow you see from up there. So it's quite nice.
Very nice. You could put a seating area up there.
Well, that sounds amazing, and your dream garden sounds absolutely fantastic.
It does.
It's been lovely chatting to you, Rajat, and we look forward to the book.
Yeah, we do.
I hope you'll keep us posted on that.
Well, I hope so. I hope it'll happen.
What's
Publishers out there.
What's the name of the book?
Oh, well, Putting Down Roots, funny enough.
Putting Down Roots.
Because my mum put down roots in this country, and I've put down roots in the countryside. So
works
very
well.
Nice. Yeah,
well, we look forward to that. Thank you so much. That's been a good old chit chat with Rajat.
Thank you.